Hello, and welcome to episode number 10, I believe, of Virgo Vibes. It is your host, Elizabeth Jankovic, and I'm thinking today's going to be a quicker episode, maybe 20 minutes. I'm actually recording using wire headphones today because I've obviously made the mistake of using AirPods, and the quality is trash. And I traditionally just hold my phone a few inches away from my mouth. However, the audio qualities are never level, and you guys hear the plosives all of the time, so I'm trying to make that a little better, and I really hope that we can figure that out today. So it is Friday, July 24th. The last episode that I uploaded was obviously in June. It was June 26th, so yeah. I am procrastinating this podcast as usual, saving it till literally the end of the month. But what's new? Actually, that's not very Virgo vibes of me. I think it's because I just have had a lot going on in my life. And it's crazy because with COVID, it feels like everything just takes a pause. But I feel like recently a lot of people are like, whoa, we're actually kind of busy. So, you guys know in my last podcast, I spoke about how I was trying to make the best of my situation in June, after my semester ended, I had a bunch of doctor's appointments, and I had new, responsibilities with my internship, so I stayed inside a lot, which made me sad because I love going outside and tanning. And then July 4th happened, and then a lot of family stuff with my sister visiting, etc., etc. So, since that podcast, I had actually made some changes. I started waking up early again. Only recently, I think about a week ago, I started waking up early. Instead of sleeping in until 12 or 1, I've been waking up between 8, 9, 10, 11, so significantly earlier. And I've actually tanned 2 days in a row. I tanned, and it's just really lovely. And I've started realizing you have complete power to just structure your own day, which maybe I'll do a new podcast on that. But a lot of people during this time, COVID, quarantine, lockdown, feel like they don't have a structure to their day. They don't know how to be productive. So I just feel like there is a way to create your own structure, and it's about being accountable for yourself, and no one else is really holding you accountable. So it's about creating that self-discipline and trying to, I watched the YouTuber Stella Rae, and as she would say, the force yourself method. So, forcing yourself to do stuff like waking up early, working out, whatever it is that you may be doing, all of the above. But again, I might save that topic for either a video or another podcast. But today I was drawn to record and talk about how not to worry and kind of how to go with the flow, because I used to always worry. I was an overthinker and over-worrier. There are still definitely some parts in my life that I overthink and I over-worry, but I would say I used to overthink and whatever 75% of things. Now it's maybe 20% of things I think about too much. It's kind of like the YOLO, who gives a fuck, I don't care. These are elements that are involved in how I kind of freed myself of it, but I'm going to tell you guys my journey of how I stopped worrying about things all the time. So, also, sorry if I'm swallowing and, whatever, my voice is a little raspy, kind of coughing a lot, but, I, ate food and it's probably still in my mouth, so that's that. As you guys know, I live in a house now, not in a dorm, so I have people around me that make noise and slam doors just like the dorm. And if someone calls my name, I'm gonna have to make some cuts in this podcast, but hopefully I don't have to do that. Anywho, so essentially, I think it was around my sophomore year. Yes. Wait, was it? I actually don't know. I think it could have started sophomore year, but primarily like this year, my junior year, which has finished. So, I mean, last year, I guess. But I got to the point where in school and college and even personal stuff like work or seeing friends and doing this, doing that, I got so busy, my schedule got so jam-packed that I literally did not have time to think about things or worry about things. Like, I'm a planner. I will always like prep my school bag for the next day. I will prep which homework I'm doing on what day for like the week or whatever. I'll prep kind of like, I'll make sure I have everything in order for like my regular routines, like that I kind of make sure is prepped and in order. But as far as like when a day comes and like I know I have so many things to do in a certain day, I realize like, okay, I literally don't even have time to overthink one little thing. Or if I have a test at 7 p.m. and all day I'm busy before then, like I'm not going to be spending all day worrying about that 7 p.m. test. I'm spending all day like going through the errands and my obligations throughout the day. So I just got super busy in like, it was kind of like the summer coming out of my so summer coming out of freshman year, I was super busy. I was just working all the time. I was just trying to like be productive and make money. And then sophomore year, I started working and I was also doing an extracurricular and I was so busy all of the time. I started like kind of like a radio show at the radio club at my school for the first time. So that was my first like intro to podcasting and stuff. But I definitely still feel like I had free time. Like I don't remember being so rushed all the time. So I don't really remember it happening then. I feel like I may have, I don't really remember if that's when I stopped worrying as much. But then coming out of last summer 2019, that's when I was like really like self-care. I had like a summer glow up video. You can watch it on my channel. It's like my little summer, like hot girl summer glow up things I did to make myself feel and look my best. And after that summer was fall 2019. And fall 2019 is when I feel like I became so busy because I wasn't even working, but my classes, my God, were insanely like packed. I don't even know why. I don't know how. I just had so much to do. And I realized mainly in that semester, I was just like, wow, like I can't like worry about if I'm going to get this project done or not, or like about getting it done and like getting enough sleep. Like I just could not even think about that. I was just like, I just have to do it. Like, and just put the things down on your to-do list and confront things as they come to you. So if you're like worrying about a particular event or how something will go, especially like a presentation, if I have a presentation in a certain class, I'm going to prepare and complete my preparation. But then once I'm done preparing, like I put that away. I've done it, and like now I'm putting it in the kitchen to marinate, or in the fridge to marinate, letting the dough rise, whatever you want to call it. And the time has to pass, and I'm going to be minding my own business in the time. I'm going to be being productive, focusing on my other obligations that are taking that time and like need my focus during those, say 2 hours, whatever it is, until your presentation or event or whatever that you're worrying about. And then, okay, timer goes off, here it is. But guess what? You've done all of the preparation. You've done everything you need to do. So you just go into that situation knowing you've done everything that you can and knowing that you'll take it from there. Because there was like a quote I heard one time not too long ago, but I don't know, within my college years, I think. It was like, worrying is like putting yourself through the situation twice. So why worry? Like, you're gonna worry and kind of maybe get nervous or anxious in the very moment that it's happening. So why like screw yourself over and worry all day about the same thing that you're gonna worry about later anyway? Why are you gonna rack your brain? And like I feel like 9 times out of 10, whatever situation I've been worrying about, after it happens, like, and it's over, yes, there's a huge weight lifted off my shoulder, but it's like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like, why did I even worry about it to begin with? So I feel like when I got so busy in my day of like classes, doing this for work, doing this thing, whatever it was, seeing this friend, just really going with the flow and letting opportunities that I want to do like happen. If I just really know I don't have time for something, I'm not like letting that happen. I'm like, okay, I really can't. Like knowing your limits with how much you take on and how much you don't in a day, and like having a balance. But then once you've like established your foundation, like you have your routine set in your day, you have what you're doing in your agenda that day, like, and you've prepared the week up to it, or the day, the night before, whatever, you've prepared for the day that you have ahead of you, then like all you gotta do is just go through the motions. Like it's like going through a maze, going through an optical. I feel like it's like going through an obstacle course. Like you've seen like the things you need to do, you know where you have to go, and now it's just like, okay, following the road. It's like when you're driving somewhere new and you've never driven there before. Okay, you get in your car, you have your directions on, you've previously looked up like how long it takes to get there, and you have to wait for the day of to see, okay, like you don't know what types of other cars are going to be on the road that day. You don't know if you're going to hit all the red lights or the green lights. You don't know what the weather is going to be. You don't know if there's construction, but you don't have to think about that because you literally have no idea how it's actually going to go until you get there on a moment by moment, second by second basis. Like these are things that we don't need to be stressing out about, because there's nothing that stressing out or worrying about during the day is going to do for you when the time actually comes. And as humans, we are equipped. We must trust ourselves. Okay, like after you've prepared, you just have to trust the process and let it go and ease everything out and just let it happen, because like that quote said, there is no point in stressing yourself out and worrying about something that you literally can't change after you've already like prepared as much as you can for it. So in particular, the reason I was like compelled to speak about this today is what I'm currently going through, which is beauty mark, facial mark removals on my face, as I said, facial. And I had a little angiofibroma done. I didn't speak too much about it on my channel, but I mentioned it in like one video. It was like in a haul because I had the little band-aid. Today I did the bigger procedure. Literally just wrapped, like the procedure ended 2.5 hours ago. Like this just like happened not too long ago. And it's like, yeah, I could like think about, oh no, like I have to, you know, get this numbing treatment done, and oh, they're gonna poke me and cut me and like sew me. Like no, I'm not thinking about all that. I'm like, okay, I booked the appointment, I know how the last one went, I know what I did to prepare for it, which is just like making sure I'm wearing a comfy outfit. I like shaved, I showered, my hair's in braids, I exfoliated my skin, I plucked my brows, like a lot of self-care stuff, because for the first 48 hours you can't shower. So I was like, I gotta do all my like personal things, and like it was a little hard not to like think about it when I woke up this morning. I was like, oh my god, I have it today. But I was like, well, before I have my appointment, I need to just do my morning routine things. Wake up, I worked out, I did yoga, I showered, I checked my phone, I meditated, I did my French, I picked my outfit, and like by the time it was getting time to leave, it's like, okay, well, what do I need? Boom, put on the shoes and go. So in the car ride, even, I don't even know what I was doing. I think I was on my phone Snapchatting friends, classic. And I wasn't really, I've been a lot better than I used to be, especially in high school and my earlier years of college. I've been a lot better about like not worrying or stressing about situations. Like I'm just gonna take these obstacles or hurdles or situations as they come, as they unfold, because when you just think about it, you're creating scenarios, like hundreds, dozens, whatever, a handful, I don't even know how many. Dozens is probably a good estimate. You're creating dozens of scenarios in your head, and I can guarantee you, like, it's not going to end up exactly like any one of those, because real life, anything can happen. Things can go so well, which I feel like things end up going so well a lot of the time, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Or it's just like, oh, if something did minor you run into, oh, there's a little bit of traffic there, what are you going to do about it? You sit in the car and the traffic will pass, you know? Little hurdles, you jump over them, you get through them. Like, so I got to the place, and they were like, okay, yeah, like you're over 18, so you can't have any family members in. So it's like, okay, cool. Where is it? Like, if you have questions, like, I didn't research which floor my department was on. I just asked her when I got in there after she took my temperature. She was like, yeah, it's on the second floor. Go to the east wing. You walk up the stairs. Oh, you find the east wing. Okay, you turn. Okay, you read the signs. Okay, you check in. Like, just follow the process. It unfolds. Like, I wasn't thinking about any of those things before I went today. I wasn't thinking, like, oh, how am I gonna get there? Like, what is it gonna look like? I was just like, hey, like, I'm just gonna figure it out. And also, I think living in New York City has actually helped me a lot with that, because in the city it was so unknown. Like, I moved into a dorm freshman year that I had never seen this building before. I've never lived in New York City before. I've never slept overnight in Manhattan before. Like, in my first day of college was like moving in to a place I've never seen before. So it was just like, yeah, like, I saw the room for the first time and I was like, okay, cool, bet. Put my things down, moved the furniture around. Like, you never know what you're gonna get. Even like a new room every year, you never know. So it's just like, you can't plan everything to a T, because you just don't know what's gonna happen. So the best you can kind of do is prepare for different scenarios. Like, okay, ideally I want this to happen, so if this happens, like, I have these things in order. However, like, if I can't do that, I have maybe other options, alternate paths. Always have to be open to those alternate paths, because most of the time, if there's an alternate path, it's because the original path you were thinking of just wasn't the right one for you, and that's why you were guided on this other path, because it'll bring you where you actually are meant to go. Whereas this other path that you might have ideally wanted, maybe it could have brought up something that wasn't for you, isn't meant for you, would have actually hindered you, or done bad for you, whereas you are benefiting from this other path that you didn't originally think you would be benefiting from. So basically, trust in the process. Like, I found the place. Yeah, I could worry about, oh my god, is she gonna mess up my procedure? Oh my god, is it gonna hurt? No, it's like, I'm gonna go in there, they're gonna tell me what to do, they're gonna tell me XYZ. And as a patient, or even a customer, like, even when you're going on a roller coaster, right? Like, the preparation, waiting online, like, anxiety if it's a scary roller coaster or a ride, yeah, you could be like shitting your pants or pissing yourself thinking about what it's going to be and how scary it's going to be, and you look at how big it is and you look at the, oh my god, whatever. But like, you just gotta, once you're strapped in, trust the process. Trust how hundreds, millions, thousands of people have ridden this roller coaster. Trust, be the amusement park operator knows what they are doing. You know, you have your seatbelt, you're all secure. You just have to be at that point. You have to be a good passenger, rider, customer, like, following the rules. So for me, I had to be a good patient. I was like, okay, communicating, listening, responding. Like, a big thing is, I feel like, responding to your situations and learning how to just take things with ease. And I think meditation kind of helps you with that, because in meditation they talk about how you notice your thoughts and you observe them, and maybe you feel this type of way and you feel that way, but then you let it go. So it's really about going with the flow, taking things as they come, not creating things, and just preparing your mind and body and physical environment and space to have the most positive and like the best outcome possible. But like, knowing that I've prepped everything I can, and if anything maybe doesn't go well, or if I run into something, then you run into something, you deal with it. Like, there are so many things that are bigger to be worrying about, that other people have to worry about, that we are blessed and grateful enough not to worry about. And kind of like, something so small that we think is a big deal, like, kind of taking a step back and realizing, yo, like, this is literally the smallest thing I could be worrying about. Why am I worrying about it? Like, it's a waste of time at the end of the day, to be worrying about it. And going back to that concept of time, and how I just got to a point where I was so busy, like, and I'm not thinking about how I'm gonna deal with certain things that I know I have to deal with, and like, it might be annoying. It's simply like, okay, I'm gonna wake up, do my morning routine, shower, get ready for my day. Do I have everything I need to have a successful, productive day? Yes. Go out on your day, you do your activities, whatever. And I feel like once you have a lot to do, which I know this is kind of like a gray line. It's like, oh, well, are you just keeping yourself busy to like escape from the feeling of anxiety or worrying about a particular thing? Well, it could be like that, but it depends how you're kind of going through your day. Are you purposely like distracting yourself with stupid things, or like avoiding something? There's like avoiding something that you may need to confront. Like, are you procrastinating packing and now it's just getting closer to when you have to leave, and like now you're stressed about packing? Or did you write a list, plan things out, okay, you packed, and now it's like, okay, you checked your list a few times and you packed, and like if you forgot anything, well, you did literally everything you could remember and think of to not forget something. And if you forget something, what's the big deal? You could probably live without anything that you end up forgetting most of the time anyway, because I feel like we remember the most important things, the tiny things like cotton swabs. Like, yo, do you really need cotton swabs? Like, you can buy things. So thinking about how there's like wasting time worrying and not acting and preparing, but then it's like if you've already prepared, it's going through your day, it's having, oh, if I have an hour where I can be like calming myself down by like listening to a podcast, reading an article, reading a book, like an ebook on your phone, or maybe you're at home and you're cooking something, or you're cleaning, or little self-care stuff like that. Or if you're not busy, or if you are busy, say you're in class, like just focus on the task at hand. Like, I used to be like, oh, like I wonder what this professor, how class is gonna go today, like what are they gonna make us do today, how many things do I have to pay attention to. Like, I kind of started being like, okay, I can't like control what the professor's gonna do and how boring or annoying this class activity or assignment's gonna be. All I can do is when I have downtime, when I have chill time in class, and I can be like doodling or like on my computer doing whatever. Okay, I'm enjoying it. Oh, okay, now we have to do a group activity, or like they want us to read something. Fine, like maybe I'm a little annoyed, but hey, I'm taking with it as it comes. I'm like staring at the clock, waiting for class to be over, like really just trying to not do that and not worry about what's next. Just focusing on the very present moment, which also is what meditation helps you focus on and do, is so helpful. So if you're worrying about something, if you're stressing, my advice to you is to prepare as much physically, mentally, emotionally, and your space. It depends what it is, of course. Like today was a physical procedure for me, so I had to prepare physically. Preparing emotionally or mentally for like a school assignment is really important. Even a date, like honestly, if I'm like meeting up with friends, I try not to like think too much about it. Or if I'm seeing something, like say you're going on a date, like I don't really do that, but say you're going on a date and you're preparing, like don't even like think about it earlier in the day. Like just when the time comes, you're like, oh yeah, I should start getting ready. Be like, okay, what do I want to do first? Hair, outfit, makeup. Like, don't even worry about how the date's gonna go. Just focus on getting ready for it. And then when the time comes, like, oh, how much time do I need to get there? Okay, cool, I'm gonna hop on this bus, go on this route. Like, you could be doing all of that instead of worrying about what the guy's gonna think of you, or what you're gonna say, or how awkward it's gonna be. Like, don't think about that, because like you'll just deal with that when it gets there. So there's literally no point in thinking about it earlier on. So again, like I said, my advice to you: prepare as much as you can. If it's an emotional thing, like, okay, you've kind of done your research, you've prepared your presentation, you've gotten the directions for your drive, you've showered before your medical procedure, whatever you want to call it, like doing all of that. And then once you're like, oh, okay, cool, like that's taken care of now, like that will unfold as it's meant to unfold. Now go about your day, go to class and focus on class, do your homework assignment, focus on that homework assignment. Or like if you have work to do your work. If you have a video to film like I do, film that video, edit that video. And fixing your bed, and like whatever it is, and try not to get stressed if like things come up throughout your day. Like someone texts you something, like you don't have to deal with it right away. Just go with the flow. And like if it is something you have to deal with right away, okay, you deal with it. We are actually so good at adapting, like humans, and evolving, and these situations, and just getting used to things. I feel like change is so constant, they say, and we're so used to change. Yeah, it can be scary, but at the same time, it's also like refreshing. I made my bed slightly different recently than the way I normally do, and it's like, oh, is that scary? Like, am I gonna like it? Like, I'm so used to having it the other way. like it's a bed. I can easily put things back where they are originally. Like, it's so chill, so chill. So making yourself productive busy is a good tip, I would say, to helping calm your anxiety. Give yourself something to focus on if you don't already have something to focus on. So you're like, oh, like I'm worrying about this tonight or this thing I have in the morning, whatever. What's something that you could be doing right now that has also been on your mind that would be productive to do in the meantime? And you could focus on that and put your energy and mind into that so that you're not overthinking something that you're done having to worry about. You're done worrying about it. You've already prepared as much as you can. And again, back to that quote, worrying is just putting yourself through the experience twice. And there's no need to do that. Waste of energy. You don't need to add that stress cortisol in your brain. And most of the time, it's like things are so simple. Like, even complicated things are just made up of simple steps. You know? Go with the flow. Go with the flow. And I'm not the type of person who usually does that. So the fact that I'm saying this now and like 4 years ago would have been so hard for me to do. I would have been like I can't do any of that. Well, I've become a changed woman, I should say. I'm proud to say. And yeah, that's kind of my advice. I used a lot of analogies and metaphors. I really hope the audio quality is good. Like, I'll listen to this back and see how it sounds. Whatever. I hope this was helpful. I hope this inspired you to realize things are going to be alright. And you have all the power within you to take anything that comes at you with ease. And you can trust yourself that you've prepared as you will, as you can. You've done what you could do. And now just time and the process will unfold. And everything's going to be alright. And there's nothing to worry about and nothing to stress about. And life is just a series of events and things happening, and then it becomes a story that is the past and history. And stories are fun. Stories are always exciting and fun to hear. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this month's podcast. I don't know what I'm going to name it, but it was episode 10, which is a big number. And I'm proud to have this podcast, proud to have you guys listening. We're at 27 minutes. I thought it was going to be a little shorter, but I guess I had a lot more analogies than I realized I would. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful week. It's about to be the weekend for me. I'm relaxed and I'm chilling. And stay strong, stay beautiful, stay happy. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I will talk to you guys in my next podcast or see you guys in my next video on my channel, youtube.com/ElizabethJankovic. And you can also find photos and content from me on Instagram at elizabeth.j. And you can view my vegan Tumblr content at veg-inspo, veg-inspo. And of course, you can subscribe or follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Anchor, and I'm sure there are other ones that I just don't pay attention to. So that's everything I have for today. I love you guys all so very much, and I will talk to you guys soon.